Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Welcome to Masomo Newsland, exclusive to the award-winning TV station, Maisha Television Kenya. We've got a lot of education stories lined up for you. But first, let's see what are our top stories.
Mambo ya Finland, najua tuko na matatizo. Kuna wazazi ambao wametoa pesa na pesa yao haijulikani iko wapi. Ndio sasa mambo ya uchunguzi inaendelea. Wale wote kama
President William Ruto breaks silence on botched Finland-Canada scholarship.
Board has set on course a raft of reforms that will re-engineer the education system to meet emerging socio-economic development demands of our great country. It also happens when our nation is grappling with rampant unemployment as graduates from tertiary institutions compete for limited opportunities.
Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu says the reforms proposed by the Presidential Working Party will re-engineer the education sector.
Introduction of comprehensive sex education defies the narrative sold to Kenyans that the competence-based curriculum is based on values and any education.
Catholic bishops are against basic education learning materials for grade 7. Welcome on board. My name is Magdaline Nekesa. President William Ruto broke his silence on the Finland and Canada scholarship scandal, which has stranded hundreds of students and left scores of parents reeling from their losses. The head of state, who was in Uasin Gishu on Wednesday for the starting of the 3-day devolution conference, said he was aware of the scandal and urged everyone who may have misappropriated funds for the scholarship to initiate refunds. Parents and students had called off the Tuesday and Wednesday protest for respect of the head of state.
President William Ruto has vowed that leaders involved in the over 1.1 billion shillings Finland education program scandal will be held accountable for their actions.
Mambo ya Finland, najua tuko na matatizo. Kuna wazazi ambao wametoa pesa na pesa yao haijulikani iko wapi. Si ndio? Sasa mambo ya uchunguzi inaendelea. Wale wote kama kuna mtu alikula hiyo pesa, ajipange kulipa mapema ama ataingia mtabani. Si ndio? Hakuna maneno ya kubembelezana. Pesa ya ng'ombe ya mtu ama aliuza shamba, lazima arudishiwe pesa yake. Lakini hapo mbele, wakati uchunguzi itamalizika, mimi nitaona vile tunaweza kusaidia wale watoto ambao wamehusika na hii matatizo.
Ruto, who is attending the 10th devolution conference in Eldoret Town in Uasin Gishu County, made the remarks when he made a stopover to address residents in the region.
Taona vile tutaweza kuwasaidia hawa watoto kwa sababu ni watoto wetu na ni watoto hawana hatia na ni watoto innocent. Si ndio? So tutawapanga vile tunaweza kuwapatia scholarship ya nyumbani hapa waende wasome ndio tuweze kuendelea na mambo yao. Lakini sio kumaanisha kwamba wale waliiba pesa watahepa. Hawawezi.
On Tuesday, parents and students of the Finland-Canada Botched Scholarship Program in Uasin Gishu County called off their planned demonstrations that was set to take place on Tuesday and Wednesday. According to the aggrieved parents and students, they have done so out of respect for President William Ruto, who is in the county to preside over opening of the 10th Annual Devolution Conference.
Hatutakuwa na maandamano siku ya leo kwa sababu rais wa nchi atakuwa hapa na sisi. Tunajua vizuri Uasin Gishu County ni nyumbani kwa rais mwenyewe, na kama rais anakuja hapa lazima tupeane heshima.
Know that His Excellency is aware of these things, and we are urging him, pleading that maybe actually to come and rescue these parents and students, because we've continued suffering.
The students of the education program, however, pleaded with the president to intervene to enable them get a refund.
We have time that you have given them for us also to settle down and seek a negotiation with every leader. And we know President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, you will get our voices. This is a candid respect that we have been asked by our parents.
What we want is a refund of the money we paid to the Overseas County program that was being organized by the county government of Uasin Gishu. Welcome to this devolution, but don't go back without any appointment with these parents.
The Finland-Canada education program by the county had put the leadership of the devolved unit on the spotlight. A meeting between the Governor Jonathan B. and Senator Jackson Mandago, who formerly served as the county governor at Eldoret Social Hall, saw parents and students call out the leadership of the county over alleged mismanagement of the program.
Miss, I stuck in information. Give my mother.
Mr. Baroro, tunajua dawa ya depression. Do you know any antidepressant of your mind? Any antidepressant? No. Mr. Mandago, any antidepressant? Do you know any antidepressant? No. Very good.
Earlier on Wednesday, Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago was arrested just hours after an arrest warrant was issued after he failed to show up in court for plea taking. He was arrested at his residence and carted off to the DCI regional office in Nakuru. Mandago is among 4 suspects in North Rift County's heavily controversial scholarship scandal. Mandago, along the county officials Meshach Rono, Joseph Maritim, and Joshua Lelei, have been accused of conspiring to steal 1.1 billion shillings from a Kenya commercial bank account in Eldoret, registered under the Uasin Gishu Education Trust Fund, which was meant for overseas university fees for students participating in the Uasin Gishu County Overseas Education Program.
Hatuwezi kubali hiyo story, mimi siwezi kubali. Kwanza wanatuletea aibu. Ndio. These people are ni watu bure kabisa.
Tulia Mr. Mandago. Tulia.
Pesa ambaye nilipokea ambaye niko naye kwa check ni 108. Ilhali Deputy Governor alinitangaza ya kwamba amenilipa pesa ambaye ni full money.
With hundreds of graduates affected and their parents taking to the streets to demand refunds from the county government, the cancelled Finland and Canada scholarship program has sparked outrage and significant protest in Uasin Gishu. So far, Mandago has recorded a statement with the detectives from the Directorate of Criminal Investigations DCI to aid in the probe. Detectives from the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission ESCC have also questioned him about his involvement in the program, which was started when he served as the governor.
And then another money of 57 million is within the transactions of gentlemen. Personal withdrawal checks. Meshach, Lelei, Rono. These guys could do transactions 3 times in a day. Mwingine angeanza asubuhi, mwingine anakuja saa 6, mwingine atoshi jioni.
Meanwhile, the Uasin Gishu Senator Jackson Mandago has maintained that he will honor any summons order dismissing claims that he has been wanted by the DCI officers.
Hakuna vile
Kama hii program ningejua itakuwa hivi, ningeanzisha. Nilianzisha kwa sababu I had the belief that this program is going to transform lives.
For Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Kering Chebet.
Moving on, First Lady Mama Rachel Ruto has commissioned an airlift program that will see 100 students leave for Israel to learn modern technology in agriculture for 11 months. The students were picked from various universities across the country in a competitive process and will join other graduates from across the African continent in the program that began in 2016. Our reporter Sandra Kidamani with more.
While commissioning their departure during a send-off ceremony at State House on Tuesday, First Lady Rachel Ruto pointed out that students are set to undergo an 11-month training under the Mashav Agricultural Training Program.
Israel is a global leader in maximizing production. You are so blessed because you will be learning from the best in the world.
The First Lady praised the 54-year program, noting its role in facilitating the exchange of Kenyan trainees in key fields like security, medicine, and agriculture.
This practical exposure will equip you with skills and competitiveness through the transfer of knowledge and technology. By learning from one another, you become not just representatives of our country, but ambassadors of global unity and progress.
Notably, the 2023 Mashav Agricultural Training Program is a product of the strong relationship between these two nations.
Help us in achieving food security using the technologies, knowledge of technologies we have achieved to change the system of farming in Kenya from rain-fed agriculture to irrigation agriculture. And this we want to do in the next 5-6 years.
Speaking during the event, Drover Drosmaniat Kooni, the deputy head of Mission of Israel in Kenya, hailed the Middle Eastern's country dedication towards ensuring the trainees are successful in the Kenyan agricultural sector.
The ICAT Center has been training students annually from various academic institutions in Kenya in different agricultural programs based on the principle of learning by doing.
Established in 1963, the Mashav International Agricultural Training Center prides itself in building human capacity and transferring knowledge for the betterment of the agricultural, water management, environment and rural development sectors.
The winning combination of practical training on an advanced and modern farm, theoretical studies, and professional guided tours of the area provides the students a unique and rich experience.
In May, President Ruto embarked on a tour of Israel, a country in the middle of the desert, but with the excellent agricultural practices.
A tradition that we are building on is a tradition that started in Israel almost 120 years ago. A tradition of planting trees to not only perform our act of creating life, but also saving our.
The head of state, who went on the tour upon invitation from its Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, toured agricultural projects and held high-level discussions with its officials.
I have a new meaning to planting trees right from the Holy Land. That planting trees goes beyond the ordinary environment conservation and stretches all the way to a spiritual act of doing what God wants. I think it gives us a new dimension on why it is not only right, it is not just important, but it is also spiritual for us to plant trees so that we can keep the environment given to us by God in its original and in its better state.
Kenya, on the other hand, has been grappling with severe drought, the worst in 4 decades, that left over 4 million people staring at starvation.
Because of what we have done to the environment, because of climate change, because of fossil fuels that is contributing to pollution and the heating up of our environment. We have more droughts, we have more flash floods, we have more damage to our environment. And because we collectively have caused this, it is our time to collectively fix it together. We are proud that Holy Land is leading the way, and I want to promise you that your brothers and sisters in Kenya will walk in your steps. And as I have told you, we are in the process. We have a comprehensive plan.
The most affected regions, northern Kenya and parts of eastern Kenya, have proposed various interventions geared at achieving food security. For Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, my name is Sandra Kidamani.
And the government has set aside 19.6 billion shillings to fund university students as the new funding model for the universities and technical and vocational education and training, TVET, takes effect in September this year when 2023 KCSE candidates admissions starts. Our reporter Emmanuel Wabomba tells us more.
The government has set aside 19.6 billion shillings to fund university students as the new funding model for universities and TVETs takes effect this September when the 2022 KCSE candidates admission begins. University Fund CEO Geoffrey Monari said the government has also allocated 34.1 billion shillings to fund continuing students under the old funding model of differentiated unit cost in all the universities in the 2023-2024 financial year. On the new funding model, Monari clarified that 130,485 students placed in public universities will receive both government scholarships and loans depending on their level of need, while the 9,662 students placed in private university will only qualify for government loans. Monari assured that no student will be left out of the funding as there were adequate funds for all and called on those who had received their admission letters to start applying for funding ahead of the August 27th deadline.
It doesn't mean that the applications will be 100%. Even from past records, we have seen that some students opt not to apply. But the position is that we will want to accommodate every student because the funds are available.
At the same time, the University Fund CEO expressed fear of an alleged fee hike, saying the government had signed a memorandum of understanding with all the universities, bearing them from increasing fees, and warned those planning to defy the government directive that the stern action will be taken against them by the Ministry of Education.
You cost your program, and then see the people who are going to come to your program. Whereas we say that KU is the most expensive medical school at 720. Aga Khan is at 1.445, and people are going there. So where these people are going there? So you sell your product to the market decides whether the product is worth taking.
Speaking in Naivasha during a media workshop engagement, Monari said the new funding regime aims at enhancing equity, fairness and transparency in apportioning government scholarship and loans to those seeking universities and TVET admission.
It will not close until the 140,127 students get in. But we cannot force everyone again to apply because I could have been placed and I'm able to pay.
He added that the government was committed to safeguarding the quality of programs and courses being offered at institutions of higher learning and colleges, saying that the new model was crafted to address the uniformity and inequitable capitation witnessed under the differentiated unit cost model, where the rich and the poor students received the same amount of government financing.
The cost actually affected the way, the behavior of students in the way they applied for these courses.
Attractiveness of universities, I guess, in Sokohuru sasa. You cost your program and then see the people who are going to come to your program.
Unlike what has been the case, Monare explained that the universities and TVETs will no longer receive block funding in the form of capitation based on the differentiated unit cost, whose sustainability has been a struggle following rampant mismanagement of funds by individual universities. Instead, Monare added that the government resolved the university funding shall be apportioned to individual students according to their level of need, with vulnerable students receiving 82% scholarships and 18% help loans. The extremely needy students will receive 70% scholarships and 30% loans. The extremely needy students will receive 70% scholarships and 30% loans. The less needy ones, on the other hand, will receive 53% scholarships, 40% loans, and 7% from their households. The less needy students will be given 38% scholarships, 55% loans, and 70% from their households. According to KUSSIP's Chief Executive Officer Dr. Mercy Wahome, the new funding formula seeks to offer students whose households are at the bottom of the pyramid equal opportunity in accessing university education and TVET education. Reporting for Masomo Live Maisha Television, I'm Emmanuel Wabomba.
Moving on, Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu and his ICT counterpart Eliud Owalo are being called upon by young innovators to nurture a culture of innovation among learners in order to accelerate economic growth in the country. The youthful innovators from various schools in the country participated in a two-day National Science and Engineering Robotic Fair at the Moi Girls High School in Nairobi, where they showcased their innovative prowess, with an aim of representing Kenya at the World Robotic Competition that will be hosted in Panama, Denmark, and South Africa later this year. With schools countrywide currently on break ahead of the commencement of Term 3 education calendar end of August, school children innovators shifted their concentration to the third edition of the Kenya Science and Engineering Robotic Fair hosted at Moi Girls High School in Nairobi. Over 100 participants outwitted one another in order to secure tickets to represent Kenya in the World Robotic Olympiad competition to be held in Panama, Denmark, and South Africa.
For people who want to be engineers, they can start learning now and build robots for the future.
I love it so much, and since I was a kid, my desire was to be an engineer, but I did not know how I would become such engineer, so I just did my best and found myself here.
I have that passion of robotics because it entails the coding, programming, creativity of coming up with a robot.
A two-day national competition dual representation from the region competing in the 8 to 12 years elementary category, 11 to 15 years in the junior category, and 14 to 19 years participants in the senior category.
Through this competition, it gave me that courage that I can even do what boys can do, even girls can do that. I'm the only girl in the whole group.
In robotics, it's something that I've had since I was a child. I used to play a lot with cars, just to wreck them. My mom is a witness for this.
The world is moving towards artificial intelligence, and this is what we are seeing our students showcasing and competing in.
By technology, we have to build the skills of our young people. So we want people who are digital literate, and this is where the world is going. So if we don't start early, we might not be able to attract the talent that we need in the STEM workforce.
The young innovators displayed skills in global missions, with Mark Wambua, Rushia Valuri, and Lydia Toto leading a team of over 20 participants who will fly the country's flag at the World Robotic Fair.
Our robot is called an Aqua Ranger. You know oil spills? So when oil spills occur in the ocean, our robot will swiftly navigate towards the point and place barriers for containment of the oil spill.
what excites me is how the competition is, and the main motion was to go to Panama, which is where the internationals are going to be held. Yes, and it's so innovative.
Competition was very tricky on mostly on how to place this robot when it's starting.
And he has grown with that interest, and I support him so that he can become an engineer.
Using this, we are going to encourage and inculcate a culture of science in the young people, in the view that in future they will pursue these careers and they'll come back and create opportunities.
Over 100 school children participated in the two-day national championships coordinated by the Science, Technology, Engineering and Mathematics module in partnership with the Kenya Science and Engineering Fair. President William Ruto, while opening the 2022 Kenya Innovation Week Expo, said innovation has the power to catalyze productivity, generate gainful employment and create wealth for Kenyans. The young innovators want both the public and private sector to be keen on creating a culture of innovation that will enable the country to propel to the next economic growth. For Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, my name is Magdaline, Nekesa. And still on education matters, Catholic bishops in Kenya have raised concerns over the introduction of sex education in basic education learning materials. According to the leaders, the content taught in schools, particularly in grade 7, is not acceptable as it exposes minors to the use of contraceptives, leading to high rate of teenage pregnancies and abortion. The leaders now want the Ministry of Education to recall the inclusion of the reproductive health strands in all grade 7 books with immediate effect.
Introduction of comprehensive sex education defies the narrative sold to Kenyans that the competence-based curriculum is based on values and any education given would be age appropriate.
We urge that the ministry moves with speed and initiates the removal of substrand 7.2 on reproductive health from all the learning materials and withdrawal of the mentioned books and any other book in the market that contains similar content.
In public universities are racing against time to beat the end-year deadline to migrate over 1,000 services, including admission procedures, on the eCitizen portal. Immigration and Citizen Services Principal Secretary, Professor Julius Bitok, urged the administrators to comply with the directive that is intended to boost convenient access to government services and raise the collection of the relevant revenue.
This eCitizen platform is a gateway for all of us to utilize. Why are we working on this eCitizen gateway? Because we have a few objectives. One, the objective is to enhance service delivery. We want service delivery to be enhanced. Two, we want to enhance revenue collection. Right now, we are collecting close to 2.1 trillion, but we have projected, with the help of Treasury, to collect 4.5 trillion.
Quite a sad story then. Moving on, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and Education Cabinet Secretary Ezekiel Mashogu have said the reforms proposed by the Presidential Working Party will re-engineer the education sector. Gachagua and Mashogu, who spoke in different functions, added that the government's lion's share of budget allocation to the sector illustrates the Kenya Kwanza administration's commitment to reforms in the sector for socio-economic growth.
The report has set on course a raft of reforms that will re-engineer the education system to meet emerging socio-economic development demands of our great country. It also happens when our nation is grappling with rampant unemployment as graduates from tertiary institutions compete for limited opportunities. We are changing the model so that people, once you are given assistance, is full. Hakuna haja kusomesha mtoto mpatie bursary from one country. It also happens when our nation is grappling with as graduates from while expressing tertiary support for the petitions compete.
University zote ni kama zinaenda kuanguka kwa sababu ile funding ambayo ilikuwa huko, ile tunaita differentiated unit cost, ilikuwa ifanye kazi. Sasa ikawa university ni mahangaiko, pending piece katika university yetu ikawa imeenda mpaka 62 billion.
And now the Interior Cabinet Secretary Professor Kithure Kindiki has directed national government administration officers across the country to remain vigilant and apprehend all persons luring school children into drugs and alcohol abuse by establishing liquor shops around the schools.
And all people who are involved in selling alcohol and drugs to our children and to our young people must know they are the greatest enemies of Kenya. We are going to fight them, and my colleagues in the ministry have already been instructed to fight alcoholism and drugs, and especially make sure that our schools and learning institutions are secure from those who want to profit by destroying our young people. You are destroying our children, you are destroying our country. We will fight you with the same strength and the same vigor and the same commitment that we are using to fight other enemies of our country, including bandits and terrorists.
All right, let's take a short commercial break, but we'll be back.
Where when we introduce this going to school and all that stuff, even the female child is supposed to go to school, and when she goes to school, she's going to be taught about leadership. The people I know who can know them better are those other youth. So what I do, if I handle those youth toughly, they know what to do to my children. Yeah.
Navaholo Technical and Vocational College in Navaholo Sub-County of Kakamega County is a center of excellence in building and civil engineering. The college management is happy to announce that January 2022 intake is ongoing for holders of both KCPE and KCSE for artisans, certificate and diploma courses in building technology, civil engineering, land survey, plumbing, carpentry and joinery, welding and fabrication, water engineering, ICT, resource management, social work, supply and chain management, general agriculture, and many more. We are registered by the Ministry of Education as a TVET institution and an examination center for NEC and CASNEB examinations that boasts of coveted learning activities, facilities sitting on a 5.5-acre land purchased by NGCDF Navaholo constituency at par with national standard.
I am the principal of Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, situated in Navaholo constituency. We opened the doors for the students in January 2020. We have 4 departments which we offer. It is in fact a center of excellence in the building and civil engineering. So we have a building and civil engineering department, we have ICT department, we have new departments which are now becoming business department and agriculture department. So we have courses in such. We are welcoming students from all over Kenya, especially around the institution, as we said, is in Navaholo.
Navaholo Technical and Vocational College is located 1 kilometer from Navaholo Division headquarters near Chebeyusi Secondary School and 400 meters off Kakamega Nambacha Bungoma Road. We admit all government and private sponsored students under Kenya Universities and Colleges Placement Service. Welcome to Navaholo Technical and Vocational College. We value quality education and offer superb training to students at affordable school fees. The government will pay 30,000 shillings as bursary. In addition, Higher Education Loans Board gives 40,000 shillings for school fees and pocket money, which is available, thus the training is nearly free. Call us now, 0721 589977. That is 0721 589977. Email us at navaholotVC@gmail.com. Intake is now going on with applications. Navaholo Technical and Vocational College, Center of Excellence in Building and Civil Engineering.
What is your power? Focus, find your flow, stay determined. Be fearless, harness your power, do the work, give it your best. Go further with UC 1000 orange and lemon water isotonic drinks with 1000 milligrams of vitamin C. Rehydrate, replenish and protect. Feel refreshed. You are power.
Because how do you come to my place na umewacha mume wako ako stuck mahali? Yeye ndiye anasubiri osha manguo, wewe umekuja kuosha nguo zangu. Just go back, wash nguo zako na pito chai. Yes, watoto wako pasta. By the way,
if you are a business person, you have to advertise your products. Maisha TV is your best and affordable platform to market your business. We have over 50,000 Facebook likes, 1 million viewers watching us, daily news, highly visited website, and so if you advertise with us, we simply put your products or services to over 2 million people across all our platforms. Let's do the marketing and you get your money. Call us 074-6999-841 or write to info@myshottv.co.ke. Just choose it, watch it, and love it.
It's easy to just cover the news. What we're doing is hard. Creating a morning news experience that's prepared to prepare you for anything, where curiosity meets context and investigations lead to impact. Finding meaningful stories takes more drive. Getting to the truth takes more determination. Finding real solutions takes more understanding. It's not easy, but we wouldn't have it any other way. Finding real solutions takes more understanding.
Welcome back. You're watching Masomo News Live. My name is Magdaline Nekesa. In Pastor Dorcas Rigathi has launched a wellness and rehabilitation camp for young men at the Jamhuri Showground in Nairobi County. This initiative comes after the successful screening of individuals grappling with addiction in different areas of Nairobi who willingly consented to undergo the rehabilitation process. Our reporter Philip Simiu tells us more.
Pastor Dorcas Rigathi launched a wellness and rehabilitation boy-child camp at the Jamhuri Showground in Nairobi. This after substance and alcohol addicts volunteered to be rehabilitated after undergoing a successful screening.
Community-based rehabilitation is an internationally accepted practice in rehabilitation that encourages the involvement of community in the rehabilitation process and the easier reintegration of those who are in drugs and who get treated.
Pastor Dorcas called on the society to embrace the addicts and treat them as part of their large community.
Raia nayo inanita chokos, niende wapi ama niende wapi.
A boy child asipo saidiwa, asipopewa msingi ambao unastahili, asipokuwa empowered, asipowaziwa mema, asiposaidiwa, yeye anakuwa hatari sana kushinda mtoto wa kike. Vile umesema ndugu yangu, mtoto wa kike kama pengine hana mwelekeo maishani, pengine hana kazi, ataamua pengine aende aanze kufanya biashara ya kujiuza.
The program is aligned with the Pastor Dorcas Boy Child Rehabilitation Agenda, the first cohort reformed young men who have been undergoing rehabilitation in Timau, Meru County, and her office is set to graduate in a few weeks.
Sasa mimi naomba madhe, sababu hisho inaanza tarehe 25. Vijana utupatie kazi tufagie show. Tunaomba hiyo kazi tuweze kungarisha show, tuweze kupata kazi. Mwizi
asipopewa msingi, vile nimesema, huyu naye ni rahisi awe mwizi, rahisi awe jambazi, ni rahisi ajiunge na vikundi hatari kama Al-Shabaab, ni rahisi sana aingie katika utumizi wa madawa za kulevya, mihadarati, ni rahisi sana awe ni mtu ambaye ataleta shida sana ulimwenguni.
Housing Principal Secretary Charles Hinga, who was also present at the Jamhuri ground, promised to place some of the reformed men in the ongoing affordable house program.
Kazi ambayo tutaendeleza tukishirikiana na Her Excellency Mama Dorcas mpaka tuhakikishe kila mmoja wenu ameweza kujifanyia kazi yake, anaweza kuendesha biashara yake ama kuinua familia yake ndio waweze kuendelea.
Nairobi Deputy Governor Njoroge Mushiri, MPs Esther Passaris, Beatrice Elashi and Langata Felix Oduor Elias Jalango pledged to support the program.
So huyu ni mtu ambaye lazima apewe msingi au misingi ambazo zinastahili akiwa bado pale ni mdogo. Wanasema kwamba mti ukunje kama bado ni mdogo. Biblia inasema kwamba train up a child in the way he should go when he is young. When he grows up, he will not depart from that way. Sasa tunapo msahau a boy child, vile nimesema tu, yeye atajiingiza katika vitendo ama atafanya vitu ambazo zinakuwa hatari zaidi kwa maisha ya wanadamu. So huyu ni mtu ambaye lazima tumwekee umakini na tumsaidie vilivyo, ili anapokuwa awe ni mtu mzuri, mtu ambaye kuna mwelekeo, mtu ambaye ataelekeza dunia hii. Hatukatai wanawake ni wengi, lakini uongozi karibu dunia mzima unapata ni wanaume ndio wanaongoza.
For Masomo News Live, Maisha Television, I'm Philip Simiyu.
And technical, vocational and education training TVETs institutions will share training equipment with teachers training institutions located in the same geographical area. Principal Secretary for TVETs, Esther Moria, said that the Ministry of Education, through her department, will soon map out all the TVETs and teachers training institutions located in the same area to implement the directive.
We want to industrialize this country. This country is going to industrialize if we have technical skills being upskilled, being upstaged, as opposed to the theories. 2, 3.
And a section of school dropout youths in Madogo, Tana River County, are giving way to criminal activities, raising insecurity in the area. Leaders and residents are now calling on the youths to join technical training institutions and acquire skills for gainful livelihood.
Ongea na vijana yako, hii bodaboda wawache uhalifu naye. Mimi niko tayari, that's why nimepeana hapa 160,000 wakuje wasome training hapo ndani. Umesikia training ni only 3,000 shillings.
Nataka watu wasome. Hiyo ndio faida
ya vijana wetu ndio faida ya shule, na wale wako na fikra, wale vijana wetu ambao wako na fikra ya kwenda kwa mambo ya uharibifu kama kuibia watu vile OCPD alivyosema, tafadhalini wekeni silaha yenu chini.
Pengine wale wa mama watajiunga, wale 10 ya kwanza mimi nitawalipia fees yao ili wajiunge kwa hii shule.
MCA Madogo amejaribu kuongea, amejaribu in his capacity hata kulipia hata hao watoto shule. Unasikia hata pesa zingine ziko hapa pending, hakuna mtu anataka kuja kusoma. How do now we expect even as the leaders about tumechaguliwa kama even security officers? How do you want us now to handle these menace?
Moving on, President William Ruto's close confidant and aide Farouk Kibet has donated 2 buses to 2 schools as part of his initiative to ensure the students have mobility to move and tour the country to expand their scope of knowledge. The donations are part of his initiative to buy buses for schools in rural and remote parts of the country.
Vijana wako na matumaini ya mambo ya elimu. Barabara ya mzazi ni kuhakikisha kwamba watoto wanashindana na Wakenya wengine kimasomo.
Many of them, kesho hiyo Faruk anasema ndio watakuwa hapa wakiwa Abraham Kirwa, wakiwa William Ruto president, wengine wakiwa governor kama koti moja, wengine wakiwa senator, wengine wakiwa women reps. Hawa watoto tu tunaona hapa saa hii.
There is no greater thing that you can do to your children than to educate them. So we must keep them in school, both boys and girls, and we must ensure that we make it easy for the teachers to continue doing their work.
Siku hizi wakora wanapiga sisi picha, anapiga Ichung'wa, anakuja kudanganya watu hapa nyumbani, tunajuana na Ichung'wa, leta shilingi 1,000,000 ni kuandikie mtoto kazi. Mtu wa aina hiyo akikuja kwako, shika yeye mara moja awekwe ndani. Na hao watu wakora wanakaanga hapa mbele.
Mnaweza ona tu mtu wa hii kijiji. Mtu amecheza mpira hapa, mtu alikuwa kansela hapa. Lakini ukienda Nairobi ndio utajua Faruk ni nani. Kwanza ukikaribia State House, sasa ndio unajua Faruk ni nani. Uwezi ingia, Faruk akifunga kuisha. Uwezi ingia, hata mawaziri wanatafuta Faruk.
Msikubali kuolewa kwa umri ambaye haistahili. Mnasikia wasichana? Nyinyi vijana. Nasikia siku hizi hata na nyinyi mnaoa mama wazee. You must also stop nonsense ya kutafuta wa mama. Tafuteni usima wa elimu. Nimemuuliza Ichung'wa, wale wote ambaye wanaomba kazi ya kufunza watoto, wacha interview ya kwanza iwe ya kwamba mtu sio mlevi. Tunataka hawa watoto wasome. Haiwezekani mwalimu hawe mfano mwalimu mlevi. Chakua watoto ambaye wataenda Mombasa. Nao walimu mimi nitalipa hoteli. Na mnajua mimi nitalipa hoteli ile expensive, hapana hivi hivi. Sawa sawa. Kwani mmeona hii basi kwani iko tofauti na ile ya Kapsabet? Kakamega inashinda hii? Si iko mbele? Wacha kujidharau. Mutasoma.
And the community, parents, teachers and learners of Our Lady of Victory Kaloleni Primary in Mavoloni location, Yatta sub-county in Machakos, celebrated the return of their head teacher who had been transferred from the school. Lucy Nderuti, who has been heading the school for 5 years, had been given a go-ahead by the Teachers Service Commission to go back to her home county in Murang'a. But Our Lady of Victory community were not ready to let go. The celebrations were joined by Kahuhia Girls alumni who escorted her back to the school and promised support to the school.
I had requested for this transfer when the government allowed that we could go back home after 5 years. So my transfer was approved in June. Before I could be posted, the community requested through the Teacher Service Commission that I come back, and I received a call from Nairobi asking me to rethink about coming back.
Tulikuwa na huzuni sana kuona mwalimu amehamishwa kutoka shule yetu kurudishwa Murang'a, lakini tukaomba Mungu sana kwa ajili mwalimu alikuwa anatufanyia mazuri.
We have come back to celebrate with her today at the revocation of her transfer, and in so doing we have decided as alumni to support one cause for the school, that is the electrification project for the school, and more so electrification of the classrooms and the pathways.
And the Kenya Teachers Colleges Principals Association Annual Conference began on Wednesday in Mombasa. The conference, under the theme Empowering the Teacher Educators in the Era of Education Reforms, will discuss issues surrounding education reforms as they affect teachers.
We are moving to a level of development in our country where we need the skills. In any case, at your level, the CBC curricula has already been introduced. CBC has everything to do with the practicum. So for you to produce the teachers who are going to teach the practicum, we need to partner, we need to work together. And somebody somewhere said, you cannot continue doing the same thing the same way and expect different results.
Kwamba kuna masomo mapya ambayo yanatakikana tuweze kuwafundisha wanafunzi wetu, na vyuo vingi vya walimu havina vifaa ambavyo vinahitajika, na kwa hivyo tunakaribisha pendekezo la ushirikiano kati ya vyuo vya walimu na vyuo vya kiufundi.
Moving on, 6 teachers at the Green Angels Academy in Githurai area have recorded statements over the merry-go-round incident where a 7-year-old boy at the school fell off during a fun day. Police in Ruiru sub-county say they are investigating a possible case of negligence on either of the parties. Police have already visited the scene of incident and interrogated the management and staff of Destiny Gardens. And as the probe into the incident continue, young Caleb Odanga is still at the sterile walls of the intensive care unit at the Kenyatta University Teaching, Referral and Research Hospital, with the family hoping to get a second expert's opinion regarding his fragile life.
At the point of sourcing, it's important to make sure that you have machines that have first high safety measures, because you're dealing with the people's lives. So like us, many of machines have come from US and UK, and before we import the machines, we get them inspected by Kenya Bureau of Standards, and we get certificates of conformity to make sure that the machines have been tested.
Iko hapa nyuma yangu inaitwa Sizzler Ride. So first of all lazima tuangalie safety ya watoto vizuri hapa hivi. To make sure kila lock iko locked vizuri. So kila barrier, mtu yuko hapa karibu venye anaweza gongwa na kitu. So tuko na barriers kila mahali. Hata kwa wale wakishika pale tuna safety vizuri sana kabisa.
Tunatumaini kwamba hii maneno itaenda haraka. Kama tutapata opinions kwa expert, external expert, basi itasaidia. Tunaweza kuwa unajua hii opinion itasaidia if it is not too late and not too expensive, because we are conscious of both factors, lateness of treatment and also the cost, but that is not very important because what is urgent sasa ni matibabu yake.
A lot has been done, some changes are being made here, and we would like to appreciate the KU Referral Hospital.
Tuna matumaini hii ya Caleb itakuwa special na atarudi, hasa ukilinganisha na jina yake yenye tulimpea kama kutoka upande wa imani. Caleb ni wale watu wanaripoti habari njema. So Caleb tuna matumaini yake, hata tumejaribu kuongea na mamake mzazi na anapata matumaini.
Kenye naweza taka na kenye naweza omba sana, sisi kama familia tunataka maombi sana.
Nataka mtu yeyote amesikia kitu kayo atuweke kwa maombi.
And now let's take a look at our lens of education.
In Shinyalu constituency in Kakamega County lies most known educational giant. This is Shanderema Boys High School, an extra county school.
My name is Watenga Simon, currently serving as the principal of this particular school. I came here in the year 2018 and up to and including now I'm serving as the principal. And I want to thank everybody, all stakeholders, major and minor stakeholders for the support that they have given unto us. And as a result of that, we've realized many things. Among the things we've realized are the areas of academics, the areas of co-curricular activities, and many other areas that I want to thank my colleague who was here before me and all those others. They did their part, which we appreciate. Ours was to add a pillar to whatever, to where they had reached.
My names are Benson Shivachi. I'm the deputy principal of Shanderema Boys High School. I joined this school in the year 2015 from Indangalasia Secondary School. Currently, the school has very good discipline. The boys are very good, they are obedient, and we are expecting very good performance from the boys academically and in co-curricular activities, because we are disciplined in all areas.
The school principal admits the school's steady improvement in academics since his entrance in 2018.
And 2019 were our first results. We had a mean of 3.8. 2020 we moved high to 4.4. 2021 we moved higher than that also, and we got a mean of 5.1. Is only last year, due to inconveniences and maybe other logistical issues, we dropped slightly and we got a mean of 4.8. But we purpose to up our game, and I do believe this year things will be different. We shall be 5+.
Currently we have a population of around 700 students and we have 37 teachers. So we are a very good team of teachers plus non-teaching staff. We are working very well. We have very many structures in place to improve academically, and we are projecting by the year 2025 we shall be in a mean of 9.0.
The school has witnessed steady improvement in academics, the achievement that has been celebrated by the Shanderema fraternity.
I am Millicent Uchenje Mteiti. I am the director of studies of this particular school, Shanderema Boys High School. And our mean score for the past 3 years, in 2020, we obtained a mean score of 5.106. That was a C-. Then in 2021, our mean score was 4.755. That is a C-. And in 2022, the KCSE exam, we managed a mean of 4.651. That was our school mean. Our projected mean for 2023 is 6.0. We are striving so hard to ensure that we at least eliminate the weaker grades, because that has been our major undoing. So we want to eliminate the D's and make sure we increase the grades, that the university entry grades, that is a C+ and above, so that we can at least attain that mean of 6.00. Some of the strategies we have put in place include remedial teaching. We are doing remedial teaching in the mornings, we are doing it in the evenings, we are doing it on Saturdays and even on Sundays. That strategy is supposed to help us to cover the syllabus on time so that we have adequate time for revision. Then strategy number 2, We intend to cadre our students at a subject level so that we have the groups, the performers, the best performers are put in a group of their own. They are given more challenging tasks. Then the middle performers are also attended to. They are given work that is equal to their ability. Then for the lower performers, we also intend to put them in a group and assign them teachers who can at least help them to master the basics. So cadring is one of our strategies this year. Then thirdly, we also intend to ensure that we do enough exams. We are doing exams every evening and every morning.
We have the potential, we have the ability, we have the infrastructure, we have everything it takes for us to attain our desired targets.
Shandarema Boys High School has made strides, especially in soccer competitions, making the school to be ranked among the Western Region champions.
On the side of curricular activity, we've done exemplarily well because last year we were in football, that is in soccer. For the last 4 years we've been doing well. We've been reaching the counties. And in particular last year we excelled to the region, and we are grateful for that. This year we've done equally well. As we are talking, we've reached the counties, we are heading to the regions, and it's only Musingu that stopped us a bit, and we also thank them for being a good team, a smart team, but we promise to do better going forward. I believe this time national is our destiny, and beyond national, that is, I believe we shall go to East Africa. On the side of music, for the last 4 years we've been reaching the nationals. Even this year, next week we are going to the regionals in Busia, and I know that one, I'm sure we shall take at least 3 teams to the national, and I believe we shall reach State House. That is our belief.
Mark Shaban, mwanafunzi wa Shandarema High School. Niko na miaka 17 na mimi ndio captain wa shule ya Shandarema, soccer captain. Mimi mpira nilianza kucheza nikiwa mchanga sana. Kitu motivate nianze kucheza mpira nilikuwa na kazi yangu mahali nilikuwa napenda mpira sana. So ilikuwa inafika wakati wake wa kwenda mazoezi na andamana na yeye. Sasa nilikuwa nikiona wakicheza mpira, mimi pia nakuwa na hiyo tamaa kucheza mpira. Siku moja coach akaniambia nijiunge nao. Hivyo polepole nikaanza kucheza mpira nao na akanipatia support sana, nikaanza kucheza mpira. So mimi mpira nikimaliza shule ningependa sana mpira inisaidie cause imekuwa kwa hati yangu sana tangu nikuwa mdogo, na nashukuru tena sana wazazi wangu kwa kuwa wamenipatia hiyo support. Wamenisupport sana, pia waliniambia niongeze masomo kidogo ndio pia mpira inisaidie. Na mimi nikimaliza shule ningependa kuchezea professional football. Hasa wenye huwa naona kwa televisheni. Kwa kuwa nikiona huwa pia inanipea motisha niongeze bidii ili pia niweze kucheza huko. Kwa mimi timu ningependa kuchezea ni timu ya Real Madrid na mentor wangu ni Eden Hazard.
According to the school principal, this achievement has been brought by the dedicated coaches and the team players.
For these achievements to be there is a cost. We've invested a lot. For example, in football, our coach is a national coach. We've taken him for all the trainings. I believe he's a Class C coach. And that one is a cost. There is a cost in it. On the side of students, we have all the equipment that they need, all the things that they need. For example, footballs, we have got not less than 15 balls. Boots, the other day, around 2 weeks ago, we bought them brand new boots. Each boot was around 6,000 to 7,000. So we bought them a brand new pair of boots, and it's among the issues that we are adding on our team.
My name is Kevin Asuba. I am a teacher of this school, Shandarema Boys High School. I'm also the football coach of this school. And before then, I was in Kakamega High School, where I learned most of my coaching skills. And I worked under Mr. Mwinamo, Mr. Mkuya. Mr. Mwinamo is the current Musingu coach. Mr. Mkuya is a former international coach. And when I came here, I just applied what I learned there, even though I'm a trained coach also. I have a CAF D license, and I'm planning to further it to CAF B. We are prepared. We have invested in this team. It's a project that started let me say 4 years ago. And we looked for these small boys in Form 1. We have invested in them as a school. The principal has really supported us. When it comes to football, any team is just a good team. All of them have qualified. So I don't want to say that there's a specific team that I'm preparing for. Because if you go with that mind in football, you'll be surprised. All those teams are difficult and we're going to handle them the way they have come. So all those are worthy competitors.
Na congratulate kwa mwalimu wetu Mr. Suba kwa kazi nzuri ambayo anafanya, kwa kukubali kujitolea kwa mhanga ili kuhakikisha kwamba wanasoka wetu wana excel.
The school management has lauded the cordial relationship and support from the area political wing that has seen the school develop in physical infrastructure.
And also allow me to thank our political team, because right from the governor, the first lady of our county has paid us a courtesy call. We've had our former member of parliament, Honorable Kizito, paid us a courtesy call, and by extension he bought us the bus. And the current MP picked from there, and he's done a lot. Like the other day, he's the one who ushered our team to the counties, and he gave us a token of 20,000 for our team. And he's quite supportive. At every particular stage and level, he is there. He calls to know where we've reached, to know where we have challenges, and he has come handy to support us. Our MCA has also been there, giving us moral support, financial support. So I have all the reasons to say they have held us up to where we are, and I believe they'll continue doing that. That we are experiencing is the road network. You'll realize that by the time you come from the tarmac road at Kambia Mwanza, by the time you reach here, it's a 10-minute drive, but the least you'll take is 30 minutes. That one usually deters even our potential and current parents from visiting the school. And other guests also, because by the time they reach here, the only calculation they have in mind is when do they leave, and maybe think of not coming. So that is a challenge that maybe our political team should consider. And once that one is done, I believe Shandarema will be a perfect place.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Rita Kering Chibet.
Well, that marks the end of our bulletin, and as usual, I will leave you with this quote. A simple but powerful reminder of the positive domino effect a good education can have on many aspects of a person's life and outlook. My name is Magdaline Nekesa.